And so where lies the problem? He's natural. He went from 139.1 to over 163. And so Greg, why are you making a video about him? Why are you being such a dick? Tristyn Lee, I caught you. Caught you red-handed. I've been watching a number of Tristyn Lee's videos. As you know, I'm a fan of him. I like his content and so on. But one thing I have noticed is he's not very honest. He doesn't talk about the fact that he's not 100% natural. I see a video of him a couple months ago returning to my roots. And in my opinion, what that means is returning to being not natural. How I bulked from 137 pounds to 175 pounds in 10 months. And so remember, that's 38 pounds in 10 months. And he goes into detail explaining exactly how he's done this. And when he shot a video at Larry Wheels, it says, Tristyn Lee put on 40 pounds. He's huge now. And when, if ever, has anyone in the history of the world put on 40 pounds while being natural in a matter of months? But one thing I notice is that Tristyn Lee has made videos of two things happening at the same time. And so stay with me and let's compare. Now remember, it's my opinion that Tristyn Lee began as being 100% natural, eventually got pressured from social media, decided to use performance-enhancing drugs, then decided, hey, I gotta stop this, and went 100% natural. But then stopped making any gains, and then yet again said, hey, I gotta go back to using performance-enhancing drugs. That's the way I see it. But let's see how he himself has presented the information. Gaining 14 pounds of muscle in 2 years. When I watched this video, it made me think he did this 100% natural. The guy was in a calorie deficit. He was at 4.4% body fat. He then went on a lean bulk and he gained in 2 years 14 or 15 pounds of muscle. That seems 100% possible. I 100% believe that Tristyn Lee could have done this while being natural.
Gaining 14 pounds of muscle in 2 years. 2 years ago, I weighed in at a whopping 139.1 pounds.
Okay, let's remember that. 2 years ago, he weighed 139.1 pounds. That is very specific. That weight is so specific that I want you to remember it. We're doing something called foreshadowing. Got it? 139.1.
Flash forward 2 years, shifting away from my previous carnivore diet, working with a new coach, progressively overloading, increasing my calories to 4,000 plus consistently for the last 4 months or so, and I've seen some pretty massive changes.
Very good progress. Remember, it wasn't all muscle. Some of it was body fat. He did the hydrostatic wetting. And as a result of this bulk, eating 4,000 calories a day from starving himself on a carnivore diet at 1,800 calories, he eventually put on 14, maybe 15 pounds of muscle in 2 years. Are you with me? Have I lied about anything? Am I just spitting facts?
So I knew it was time to find out whether or not the bulking was working. To objectively measure my progress, I went to get a hydrostatic body fat test, which seems to be the most accurate method I know for testing body composition.
Aside from my laser eyes, of course, you know that. And of course, the MRI.
You wouldn't believe the results. Comparing my results from last time, I found out I was a whopping 10% body fat.
Better results than last time.
But what surprised me even more is how much lean mass I'd gained. A massive 14 pounds.
And so specifically, I saw 13.5 pounds of muscle, rounded up to 14. And so by going from 139.1 to over 163 pounds, he went from 4.4% to 10% while gaining almost 14 pounds of muscle. Great job. I do believe that represents what a natural lifter can do with really good genetics after training for this long. Remember, he doesn't have the same newbie gains he had when he was first began training at perhaps 14 years of age, but because he had been holding himself back by eating only 1,800 calories, by being on a carnivore diet, by taking too many steps in a day, 20 plus thousand almost every single day, I believe he was 100% natural.
Now even being 10% body fat, I can confidently say this is the most fat I've had on my frame.
And so imagine the most fat he's ever had on his frame in his life is 10% body fat. It's unbelievable. And so where lies the problem? He's natural. He went from 139.1 to over 163. And so Greg, why are you making a video about him? Why are you being such a dick? And so about 8 months ago, when this video was posted, got overwhelmingly positive views. You look much better now. You're healthier now. Congratulations. You put on all this muscle. Keep going. And so nothing but positivity. And so again, what is the problem? Well, remember when I said there's going to be a little bit of foreshadowing? Remember at this time, he had weighed 139.1 pounds. But what about in this next video update? 10-month transformation. Okay, And so in the last transformation, it was 2 years. And in this transformation, it's 10 months. And so is this in fact his next update? In 2 years, he put on 14 pounds of muscle, gained 25 pounds. And in this year, it's going to be the 10 next months. No, it actually takes place during the previous 2-year transformation. 10-month bulk, 2023, 138 pounds. Yet in the previous video, he stated he started at 139.1 pounds and ended at 163 pounds. But in this 10-month transformation, which takes place during the previous 2-year transformation, he starts at 138. How is that possible? Did he in fact then cut from 163 pounds down to 138 and start the bulk again? No, he didn't do any of this. And so how could he possibly have started at a lower body weight than he did 2 years ago? Remember, he'd been bulking for 2 years from 139.1 to 163. But yet in the next update, he started at 138. And so he's either lying or he's on performance-enhancing drugs. Take your pick. How could it be possible that he's bulking up twice while starting lighter than he did on the first bulk? And so how do we know when he actually bulked? Did he actually put on all this weight? And so did he in fact gain 14 pounds of muscle, lose it all? Was he on steroids at that time? And how is it possible that he bulked for 2 years, went from 139.1 to over 163, and then the next time bulks from 138 to 175? I mean, tell me you're on steroids without telling me you're on steroids. And then in the next sentence, 10-month bulk transformation, 138 to 175. I mean, is Tristyn Lee making his own videos, or is he just telling somebody, write a bunch of numbers, make up however much I weighed, and post it in the video? How specific was it in the first video? 139.1. Yet in this video, I'm reading the screenshot, 137 to 175, and at the same time, about a millimeter below that, 138 to 175. What happened to 139.1? What happened to 163.8? How are you bulking twice within the same bulk? Are you reliving the same moment in time over and over again? How are you bulking twice within the same time frame? And so if it took him 2 years to bulk up from 139 to 163, gaining 14 pounds of muscle, and I said that makes sense, I believe you could do that natural. How is it possible that in 10 months, that's less than half of 2 years, that he gained 37 pounds? Really think about it. Really let that sink in. We have a guy who's posting about how much he's bulking. I don't know if it's to get views. Perhaps the first video did so well, 1.6 million views. I bulked and put on 25 pounds, of which 13 and a half pounds was muscle. I know, I'll make another bulk video. I'll just say I started at 137 and ended at 175, and I did it in 10 months, and that'll be very, very impressive. To me, this makes no sense. If he started at 139.1 and ended at 163, how is he now starting out at a lighter body weight in the future? It doesn't make sense. And gaining 37 pounds in 10 months? Not possible, even with performance-enhancing drugs. It's incredible. And so I don't know what message we're trying to create, that if you go in a bulk that you can put on all this muscle, that you need to eat over 4,000 calories a day. I don't know if the message is never do carnivore. I don't know if it's that people don't notice anything or they don't care. Just make up any number you want and say you did it and bravo. And so guess what? Turk Pilder, I put on 50 pounds in 5 days. 5 days ago, I was 135 pounds and today I'm 185. It's so freaking incredible. 50 pounds, 100% natural. In the next video, I'm going to say, hey, I put on 60 pounds. I started out at 125. I can just say whatever I want these days, right? His bulk is leaner than most people's cuts. In Tristyn Lee's previous video, when he said he was 10% body fat as measured by hydrostatic weighing, doesn't he look to be about the same body fat as he is right now? Video was posted about 8 months ago. And so has he in fact been bulking or has he been main gaining? I'm asking you, does he look fatter? Does he look like he's eating so many calories that he's getting fatter? That he's on some perpetual bulk for years? Or is he just main gaining? Main gaining, when you keep about the same body fat percentage, whatever is healthy for you, could be 12%, 15%. In this case, it's 10%. Tristyn Lee is on another level. And you just consistently put on muscle. And so does anyone actually believe that he's doing this while being 100% natural? And if he is natural, 37 pounds in 10 months, How much would he have gained if he had done what all the kids today seem to be doing? You know, test, trend, using performance-enhancing drugs, SARMs and clomiphene, all that stuff. How much would Tristyn Lee have gained? And so I think it goes without saying that it's likely almost impossible to make these kind of gains by being natural. Likely the same chance as Mike O'Hearn or The Rock are at being natural. But let me ask you this question. Does Tristyn Lee owe it to the people to say, I'm not natural? Should he have to say, hey guys, I want you to know that I bulked and gained all this weight, but I'm not natural. I don't want you to have unrealistic expectations and think that if you go on a 10-month bulk, if you eat 4,000 calories, that you too can gain this kind of weight. Should he have to do this? Remember, in Canada, it's not illegal to use performance-enhancing drugs. It's illegal to sell them, but you can legally use them. It's not a crime, and so it would not incriminate himself. Should he tell us? Does he owe it to us? Or, to the opposite extent, it's his body, it's his choice, it's his business. You guys can shut up. He can do whatever he wants. He owes us nothing. He didn't choose to be anyone's role model. It's on you. If you want to look up to Tristyn Lee, well, look down. He's shorter than Coach Greg. He's a man just like me. If you want to look down on him, look up at him, whatever, it's on you. He didn't ask for this. He doesn't have to answer to anyone. And I'm not going to give you my own opinion because I want to know, what do you think? Should Tristyn Lee tell people he's natural? Is he enhanced? Because after all, is he in fact trying to promote supplements? Is he selling anything? Is he selling coaching plans saying, hey, if you train like me, if you do what I'm saying, you're going to get all this muscle? Is he saying, if you use my pre-workout, if you use this, if you use that, will you build all that muscle? Many of you may not know this, but I had pneumonia. I had a collapsed lung. It was very difficult to train for several weeks. And so during that time, I stopped using Turk Builder and Ecti Builder. There's no point. I couldn't push harder than last time in the gym. I lost approximately 5 pounds. Went off Turk Builder, Ecti Builder, lost 5 pounds. Was consistently weighing myself. And so trust me, I lost 5 pounds. And it felt like mostly muscle. After about 3 weeks, I was able to train harder than last time again, but I continued to do so without Turk Builder and Ecti Builder. And as of 6 days ago, I began using Turk Builder and Ecti Builder again. 2 Turk Builder in the morning and 3 Ecti Builder in the afternoon. Why in the morning? Well, it's difficult for me to sleep if I take it too late in the day. And what have the changes been so far? I'm up 5 pounds. Gained all 5 of those pounds back. Oh, it can't be. You're making it up. You're a liar. Don't lie. Don't make up shit. This happened. And in the gym, people are saying, wow, you look so much different. Have you changed anything? This is what I've changed. And so is it 5 pounds of muscle? It's not fat. Could it be some water? Sure, water in the muscle. I don't look fatter. I look just as good. I have more fullness, more vascularity, more strength, setting personal best in the gym as of this year. Not stronger than I was 5 years ago when I was on test and trend, but I'm certainly stronger than I was this year. And so if you're looking to stay 100% natural, but perhaps gain 5 pounds in the gym, look no further than Ecti Builder and Turk Builder. Now remember, I believe I'm a hyper responder. Think of it. Do I not have above average genetics? I would call myself having elite level genetics. And so although I gained 5 pounds, of which I'm not exaggerating, I'm not lying, I'm not making any shit up. I gained 5 pounds, looks like mostly muscle in a week. Not saying it'll keep going, not saying I'm going to gain 5 pounds of muscle per week for the next year, and I'll be 250 pounds extra muscle a year. I'm reporting exactly what happened this week. If you're interested in Ecti Builder or Turk Builder, remember Turk Builder specifically has turkesterone. The mass spectrometer shows that it has this. Remember, we've tested other people's products, and I'm not going to get sued. I'm not going to tell you which ones failed. We're the only ones that passed. The only ones tested, several of them. And so if you actually want turkesterone, please get it from HTLT supplements. You can try to get it elsewhere, but I double dog dare you. I challenge you. Ask them to get it tested with a mass spectrometer. Not the FDA standard testing. We went above and beyond anyone to make sure that this is turkesterone and you're going to get what you paid for. You should get HTLT supplements, Turk Builder, code Greg, 15% off. And so Tristyn, Which is it? Did you put on the 14 pounds of muscle by being natural in 2 years? Did you put on 37 pounds in 10 months? And how did you do them both at the same time? That's the magic that I don't understand. I don't know how you can go back to 2022 and go on a 2-year bulk, go from 139.1 to over 160, and then about a year later, start your bulk at 137, 138. How did you do that? How did you bulk up to 163 and then magically start your bulk at 137? Was it to just make it look like you made an amazing transformation? Or did you actually start the bulk at 163 and continue it on to 175? That seems more plausible. And so what do you all think it is? Do you think Tristyn Lee bulked up to 163 and magically lost 25 pounds in a matter of weeks and restarted his bulk at 138, lighter than the 139.1 specific pounds that he reported? Or do you think he just continued the bulk on and just wrote a bunch of numbers to get more views than last time? Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it. Also watch one of those 2 bloops. Also, don't forget about the cookbooks, the training books, the coaching plans by me and my team. And if you have no money and you want to get on a free diet and training program, get to the website, ask for one of those, become one of the 300,000 plus newsletter subscribers. And until next time, I am out.